Hey guys, Paul here. Today I got a fun one for you. We're going to look at signs that someone is using steroids, what you can look for to see if they're on gear. Before I do that, if you like my videos, you can show your appreciation by subscribing to my channel and also hitting that like button. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will do all my best to answer each and every one of them and potentially feature one of the questions on a future Q&A. If you want to get in contact with me, my contact information is in the video description. I am at Paul K. Barnett on Instagram, or you can email me at bigp3rd@gmail.com. Okay, so let's take a look at the signs that someone is on gear. This is a big giveaway, and one this is for GH, and a lot of people don't notice. Like, you take a look at pro bodybuilders' hands sometimes. These guys have got gigantic fucking hands. Look at Flex Lewis's hands sometime. Take a look at him. I've seen him up close before, and his hands are fucking enormous. And dude's like 5'4" or something. He's a midget, and he's got hands as big as me. It's not necessarily long hands. They have these big, wide, blocky hands, and that's from the acromegaly from the GH. The hand actually will grow in size. There's other things that will grow, feet, etc. But you don't see people barefoot all the time. I think I heard Dave Palumbo talk about how his feet grew to like a size 16 or some shit like that, and he's like 5'10". So he must have been using a ton of fucking growth hormone. But anyway, GH hands, that's a big one. This is an example of a Russian bodybuilder I found online that has gigantic hands. And I've noticed that my hands have grown a bit since using GH. Nothing significant. I don't use a shit ton like some of these guys do. But I have noticed that my hands have gotten bigger. Bacne. Dudes that all of a sudden get the Bacne, their backs blow up with zits. That is a dead giveaway that somebody's on gear. Also, that they don't understand how to balance and regulate their hormones. They're not probably doing things properly. That's a discussion for another day. But Bacne is nasty, and some people are just prone to it. Thank God I don't get it. I've never really gotten acne from using gear. I know some people just have it awful. But it's usually caused by DHT or estrogen. It could be either one or an imbalance of both, in my experience. But Bacne is another giveaway. Bloat. When you see somebody who blows up all of a sudden, they get this puffy look to them. D-ball is famous for giving people a puffy look. I could spot people a million miles away that are fucking taking D-ball. They look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They get this orange glow to them, and they get really, really, really puffy. They lose all definition of their muscles, and it's not a cool look. I don't want to look like that, but makes you look good in a t-shirt. I'll say that. You don't look good on the stage, but being bloated, GH can also bloat you up as well. But typically it seems to be the ones that heavily convert to estradiol. I don't know. The worst offender, though, it seems to be D-ball in my experience. Red skin. People who get that red hue to their skin, they get that orange glow. I call it the bodybuilding glow, the trend glow. It's probably some combination of increased hematocrit and high blood pressure would be my guess. But you definitely get a red hue or an orange hue to you when you when you're loaded up on gear. When I push the doses high before, I've had people ask me if I've been tanning or if I've been out in the sun, and I have not. It's just that orange glow that you get from using gear. Sudden vascularity. When I can another one I can spot a million miles away is when people start at the trend. Usually within a couple weeks of trend, if you have a propensity to be vascular, it just blows those veins out. At least on me it does, and I've seen a lot of people. I can spot the guy on trend a mile away. You have that vascular grainy look that only trend seems to give people. But sudden increase in vascularity is a dead giveaway that they're probably taking trend. The GH head, another acromegaly symptom. Poor old Sly Stallone here, man. You can see his head's like twice as wide as it was when he was in his 20s. You know, that melon has doubled in size. I'm sure he's also had some plastic surgery on his face, but you can see his cheekbones, his jaw, everything has gotten wider. He had a kind of a narrow bird-like face before, and now his head is wide and round, and that is from GH more than likely. But yeah, you'll see that too. Your jaw is another thing that if you're taking high doses of GH, that will grow inside your forehead, etc. The androgen traps. You got Brock here and Goldberg. They both got the androgen traps. I need to do a video up on WWE cycles sometimes, but I've read a lot about these guys. What they loved. They said D-ball and test was what their go-to, and you can see, you know, they kind of got the orange puffy look going on that D-ball gives people. They are definitely not vascular, and then they got the androgen traps. I don't know if this is bro science or not. I'll have to look into it at some point, but I have read that your traps have the most androgen receptors, you know, per, relatively to any other muscle in the body, and traps tend to blow up on people first when they're loaded up on androgens. So androgen traps, that is another sign that somebody is on gear. And the last but not least, everybody's favorite, the GH gut. I did another video about the GH gut if you want to look into it, but having that bloated, distended belly is probably a sign that somebody is taking all sorts of stuff, insulin, GH, gear, eating a shit ton of food, but that's a dead giveaway too, that somebody is using PEDs. I'm sure there's others I missed here. If there's any that you think that I missed that are dead giveaways, put them in the comment section. It's kind of a fun one. Signs that somebody is using PEDs. Take care, guys.